Hey guys, it's Tim Shermack, and welcome back to another episode of the Platform Marketing Show. I'm joined today by Eden Combs. Eden, welcome to the show.
Hi, Tim. Thank you for having me.
So, Eden is a top agent in North Carolina. She focuses on Rockingham County, but recently expanded into, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, is it Beaufort?
Beaufort.
Beaufort?
Beaufort. There is a
Beaufort.
Beaufort, South Carolina, so don't confuse us. We're Beaufort.
Okay, Beaufort. Okay.
hmm
Really what happened was Eden's platform marketing strategy was working so well in Rockingham County that she decided, hey, maybe I'll expand this and actually take another territory with platform. So in January, so about 6 months ago, you took on a second market, and that one sounds like it's going well as well. So before we dive into your story and get into everything, I kind of want to just lay out where your numbers are. At least in your primary area of Rockingham, I know you mentioned that last year you finished at about 11 million,
hmm
which already means you're obviously one of the top agents there. If you're selling $11 million a year, you're already one of the top real estate agents, frankly, in the country. You're probably top 5%, top 1%, something like that. This year, however, you're already have sold and or listed 11 million, and it's halfway through the year. So more than likely you'll end up probably doubling that by the end of the year. Like you'll actually have 100% growth year over year since you've hired platform. So that's really exciting because that's not even counting any of the numbers from this new market you also expanded into in Beaufort. So that's amazing. First off, Eden, congratulations.
Thank you.
Had you tried other marketing approaches or marketing strategies before, or how did you stumble on platform?
I had not. I had done some social media before and kind of had started doing videos and really ramping that up over the 2 years prior to joining platform. But where the ads worked so good, I kept seeing other agents pop up on my social media and I was like, what are they doing? And then I started seeing them brag on platform and I was like, there we go. And so I called immediately and inquired if my territory was open.
Okay, so you basically just saw some other agents that seemed to be doing well, and you did some research and found us.
Yes, and I felt like I wasn't doing other strategies. I have never paid for leads or anything like that. It was just all boots on the ground and being in the community organic and really loving on my sphere of influence and staying in touch with them well. So I decided to add platform and it was scary at first when you're spending money and investing in your business, but I have always been told and of the mindset that it takes money to make money. And if you're willing to invest in yourself and in your business, then you'll see that return.
Yeah, that's one of the most interesting expressions out there. It takes money to make money. Because whenever you say that, like on social media or whatever, you'll all of a sudden have a bunch of trolls in the comments listing all these ways. Well, I built my business without spending money, or everyone wants to jump in and list all these exceptions, or at least what they think are exceptions to this rule. I've never spent a dime on marketing, and I'm a successful agent, and I sell 50 homes a year, whatever. And they're kind of missing the forest for the trees when they disagree with this statement. It takes money to make money. Because if you've put in that much manual effort to build your business, a bunch of organic networking, organic
Mhm.
marketing, right? Your time isn't worth zero. So what you're really saying is you've invested your time to build up your business, but unless you value your time at $0 an hour, that time is worth something, right?
Yes. So prior to Platform Tim, I was volunteering between 200 and 250 hours a year in the community doing different efforts. I am on the board
Sure.
member with our local chamber, so I did a lot of community events through them at church. Wherever the action was happening, I was making sure I was there and my face was seen and I was shaking hands and meeting people to get my name out there because at first I didn't have any money to work with. And so as I started making money and I found platform, I was like, well, I'm going to invest in that. Slow down some of the community piece of it. I have not stopped that, but definitely have slowed down a little bit of that so that I can focus on my clients and my family a little bit more. And
Yeah.
so I
Yep.
feel like honestly, platform has given me time with my family back. And that means so, so much. So you are right. It's either time or it's money. It's one or the other.
Yeah, and the reality is that it's often going to be a mixture of both,
Mhm.
right? The most successful agents are spending both money and investing their time with
Yes.
their sphere and in the community and even in how they treat their leads. It's not all about, oh, I spend money. Because even if you're spending money getting leads from somewhere, at a certain point, you're also going to have to invest time following up with
Yes.
those leads, right? So I've just always found it interesting that the people that are the loudest about, oh, I don't spend money in my business. I built it all organically. You don't need to spend money on advertising. I'm like, well, I'm not going to argue with you. That's one way of doing it, but I think you're living in denial if you think that's free, because that's the point they think they're making, that, oh, I did
Right.
it for free. It's like, no, you didn't. You spent a ton of time, and that time is
Mhm.
worth something. So
Right.
I think the platform strategy is kind of this happy medium where we acknowledge that all of that in person, in real life, being in your community, that stuff works. And we're just trying to apply what we know works, apply all those things to how we do paid ads,
Right.
because the whole point of platform is make ads that don't look like ads,
Mhm.
right? Where if you were active at your church or you're at a chamber event or something like that, we take a photo, we write a little paragraph about it, that goes out as an ad. Ideally, if it's written in the right way and the right tone of voice and the photo doesn't look too polished, too professional, it doesn't look like an ad at all. We could technically run a retargeting ad and people just think they're your friend on Facebook because of the way the ad looks. So, what have been some of your favorite ads over the last year or so?
I like the stop sign one. So definitely when you're looking for buyers, it's like stop. Hey, I have buyers. Let me know if you have properties. That one has worked well for us. Definitely the listing videos are among the top, like huge hits. And let me just give credit to the editing team. They are phenomenal. And at first, I was getting my photographer to do all of the videos for me because I didn't
Sure.
realize how phenomenal the editing team is. So kudos to them and to you guys for having such an amazing team.
Oh, so
Um,
you were saying you were paying your photographer
mhm,
to do, like, photos and videos? Okay,
yeah,
yep.
and so now we do it all and send the clips in, and they edit it, and I mean, they do a phenomenal job. I just didn't know that they were doing all of that.
Yeah.
Um,
It's actually crazy to me how often we have platform clients that pay their videographer to edit the videos, and they kinda rationalize it by saying, "Oh, well, they're already filming it, so it's just easier if I also have them edit it." I'm like, "Yeah, even if they're only charging you, let's say, $200," which most video editors are gonna charge a lot more than that to edit a video, but let's just say it's only $200. $200 in almost any market in the country is going to be about 20,000 video views if you put that money into additional ad spend. So if you saved that money and didn't have your guy or girl edit it and just had platform edit it for you, which you're already paying for, that's included
right.
in the service you're paying for, saving that $200 by not having someone else edit the video. And then if you apply that to, oh, I'm going to give my account manager some extra ammunition to blast this out with, that extra $200 is going to mean your video gets seen by about 20,000 more people. And so I just don't know
Right.
in what world people think that that's a good trade off to have 20,000 fewer views.
Yes. So far, basically, it's given me a return of about $800 per month this year that I can then turn and put into ad spend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I would have to ask Audrey, but I told her I spend what I need to spend to keep business coming in.
Yeah. And that is really cool, by the way. I don't mean to change the topic here, but that is really cool that you have that level of trust with your platform account manager, Audrey. Shout out to Audrey.
Yes. Go,
Um,
Audrey.
that's cool that you have that level of trust where you're just like, hey, you manage my ad account. I'll trust you to spend what you think you need to spend to keep business rolling in, but you're not micromanaging her. You're just completely trusting her. That's one thing I think makes platform unique relative to
Mhm.
really any marketing company out there. If they have any human beings at all that you interact with, they're certainly not like marketing coaches like Platform has. They're like customer support people at a call center. If you sign up for Zillow Leads or Ylopo or whatever other company, there's a bunch of companies out there, right? Any human being you ever talk to is usually because you're mad. You're mad and you're calling them to cancel, or because you're having some tech problem and you get routed to some call center in Pakistan or India or whatever, and it's a dude with a headset that speaks broken English. Everyone knows what I'm talking about,
It's
right?
so true.
And so your account manager at Platform is not that, right?
Right.
How would you describe it, Eden, in your own words? Let's just imagine someone's listening to this podcast and they're not familiar with Platform. They're not currently working with Platform. How would you describe your relationship with Audrey, your account manager, and what she does for you in your business?
Every Monday when we hop on our call, she asks me what direction am I going in my business? And at one point I said, look, I've got so many buyers coming in, I couldn't show them all if I wanted to. So, can we try and do some more ads that are geared towards sellers? Sure, Eden, let me pull these up for you. She sends a list. I look at them. Great. These look good. And I've never questioned the money because the business just keeps flowing to the point of I have four other agents right now that I'm handing off buyers to. If it comes to me as a referral or my sphere of influence, a repeat client, I take it. And most of the rest of it, I'm handing off to four other agents right now. So
Wow.
the doubling of the business, that's just what I am willing to take on. I think it's great when people can, just keep going and going and going, but I have a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old and I want to be a part of all of their things too, so that's very important to me. So just maintaining balance and knowing limits is incredible. So, I didn't really set a goal for myself other than doubling my volume, which would probably equate to about 80 properties. Um, and I sold 48 last year. So I feel like that's a good reach.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think Audrey is doing a phenomenal job at just guiding me and saying, "Hey, here's what I think you need to do," making sure that we cut off ads that when properties are going under contract or they don't look like they're getting the right visibility anymore. She cuts them off and gives them a rest and turns them back on. So, those are all things that I don't even have to question or think about in my business. And I'm super grateful for it because it would be a true time suck for me.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a full-time marketing manager
Yeah.
in your business, except you don't have to pay a full-time employee. It's just part of your experience
Yes.
with a platform.
Yes, and I actually do have another marketing manager. He was with me prior to platform, so he shoots all the content and kind of does all the other fill-in things in
Oh,
between.
okay. Okay.
That was, I don't know, instead of hiring a TC at first, that was one of the things I just questioned. What is taking up my time? And it was because I had listened to some of your videos prior to ever joining platform. What is taking up my time that I don't always enjoyed doing? I'm really, really good at marketing and I don't mind putting the stuff together as far as like what I want to see out there, but I don't want to physically sit down and put the things together anymore.
Right. Right.
Um, and so kind of that's just in addition to platform, but he does shoot all of my content for me as well.
And
So
you're
that's
probably
nice.
realizing that you make a lot more money now when you focus on your strengths and you
Mhm.
hire out other people
Yes.
to do the other things.
Yes.
So your business has basically doubled this year, but you mentioned your mom, you've got a couple kids.
Yes.
Was it hard doing, you said last year you did like 48 transactions. Were you
Mhm.
already working 50, 60 hours a week? Like where are the hours coming from in the week that allow
No,
you to now double?
I would say no. I really wasn't working 50 or 60 hours even at 48 transactions. I would say more like 35, and it's time management, and it's really like making sure that I sit down in a quiet spot. It takes a while for me to get focused, but once I focused, I can knock out work like just back to back. Um I was actually a transaction coordinator, but for 4.5 years I was licensed, but I was a
Oh,
transaction
okay.
coordinator before
Okay.
I went into sales. So I would handle 100, 125 properties per year on that side. So I got really, really good at all of the back end, the paperwork, the things, and handling like high volume. So I would say like the volume really it doesn't phase me. I just kind of keep moving through my day. Now that I'm doing a little bit more, it has gotten harder to manage, and so I am putting new systems in place. I thought I was prepared for all the growth, Tim, but when you get there and you keep growing, you realize like you do need some more systems. So I'm putting new systems in place to kind of handle that, and part of that was having agents to take overflow on buyers.
Yeah, so you have basically doubled your business, but it sounds like you're actually giving away a lot of the leads that come in if
Mhm.
they're buyers to your team.
Yep.
So hypothetically, and I know this isn't even possible, but I just want to ask because it's interesting to kind of consider the hypothetical here. Hypothetically, if you were to have kept all of the leads coming in and you worked them all yourself, again, I know that you wouldn't have the hours in the day to do it, but your business would have more than doubled. How much
Probably would have
sales volume?
it really probably would have tripled because I
Trip.
have
So okay.
yeah. Mhm.
So you are giving away that much business where your business has basically added about 10 million to where it was a year ago, but you think it might have even been another 10 million in volume that you've basically given away as referrals to other
Throughout the entire
agents.
year, it will be, yes.
That's incredible.
Mhm. Yeah,
So really, like, all of this marketing you're doing has brought in about $20 million of sales
it
volume
really has, yes.
on top of all the business you were already doing.
Yeah, yes, and I'll tell you, one of the things, just being in a small town, I didn't grow up here, I've been here for about 14 years. So, being in a small town, everybody knows everybody, and I had to
Right.
really work most of the agents that have been around 20, 30, 40 years, and I had to really work to integrate myself into the community. Um, and so people that would not use my service a year ago are calling me. I had another call 2 mornings ago, and I was still getting ready to answer my phone. So, the importance of answering your phone. And he
No kidding.
says, yes, I've been seeing your social media, and, I'm going a different direction. I'm an investor around here in the community, and I really want somebody that's going to do more than stick a sign in my yard. And he has 20 properties this year throughout the year that he's fixing up that he wants to flip and list. So I've had multiple calls similar to that, just because people want something different.
Wow. And so when they call you, people are actually referencing, "Hey,
Hmm.
I've seen you on social media, and the reason I want to hire you versus some other agent is I realize how much better you are at marketing," basically.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty
I've
cool, and people are actually telling you that when they call you, so it's not like you have to do a big, a customer survey and ask them, "How did you hear about us?" And,
yes, I've adopted some of Brandy's flyer mail outs and sending those out and things like that as well to clients. Um, and so just through all of the different things that have been added, people are really just seeing us. But I would say predominantly that comes from videos. I was doing them before, but they weren't getting the exposure.
yeah, there's a huge difference if you're putting out random organic videos or content and it gets whatever 1,000 views, couple thousand views versus putting videos out there that get 25,000 views or 50,000 views.
Yes.
Then the community really starts to notice because like if you have one video that gets whatever a ton of views, it's like oh cool, but people will forget about that within a day or two. But if
Hmm.
you're regularly like multiple times a month putting out videos that get 30, 40, 50,000 video views or more, people will start noticing, right?
Yes.
And like you're like people will remember your name, right? That oh, that's right. If I ever want to sell a house, like Eden is who I'm gonna call.
Right. Yeah. It's very interesting to see that dynamic. And I realized that doing my own ads was not for me. One time it popped up on Google and said that I should turn this into an ad, and I did that, and then it blocked me for a little while because I apparently did it wrong. So I never did an ad after that.
It is honestly, even as like a professional marketing agency, it's hard to keep track with all the algorithm changes and the
Mhm.
interface changes with Google ads, YouTube ads, Facebook ads. If we weren't logging in every day, our team logs in every day and launches everything. So if there's any change whatsoever to any of the menus or any of the buttons, like we notice it right away.
Right.
Um, it's crazy how much and how often they change stuff. I think just for the sake of changing it. It's weird. Like so often they make all these changes. I'm like, I don't see how in any way this is an improvement, but they moved this button over here and this menu is now over here. And
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
I
if
just
you're like
knew from that moment I was not the ads person.
yeah, and at your level of production, you shouldn't be, right? If you were already selling 10, 12 million dollars a year, even before you ever joined the platform program, at that point, I mean, if you're doing 10 million in sales volume, your GCI is probably 250,000 or so, something like that, like
Mhm.
depending on your split, obviously.
Yes.
So that means your time is worth about $125 an hour if you average it out.
Right.
So, like, if your time's worth $125 an hour, you should not be running your own ads because you can hire that out for a lot cheaper than you spending $125 an hour time doing that. If that's time that now you can't spend in the community working with clients, things like that, right?
Mhm.
Now look at the value of your time because your time is probably worth more like $250 to $300 an hour. There's another lead that just came in. Um, at your current level of production, though, in all seriousness, your time is worth about 250 to $300 an hour, right?
Mhm.
So like the idea that you would ever like, oh, I'm going to edit my own videos to save money or I'm going to run my own ads, like that's mathematically stupid. It's not even ill advised or whatever. It's just stupid to spend your time on that if your time is worth that much, which it is,
Right.
right?
Right.
I'm not even counting all of your, profit or production from the new territory in
No, I haven't
Beaufort,
included
right? Did I
any of
pronounce that right?
that.
Beaufort?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, when you add that in, whatever that ends up being, your time is worth even more. So, like, it's good that you're kind of leveraging and taking some of these things off your plate, hiring other people to do them because that frees you up to do what you are best at, which is like connecting with people, meeting with people, being active in the community, going on listing appointments. Um,
And
that's
those are
the
my
highest and
favorite
best.
things. I call myself a little
Yeah.
butterfly. I love just to fly around and see people and spread cheer and love and all the things, and so, that's what makes me happy, and that's honestly how I've gotten my name out there besides until I joined the platform.
What are some of your most successful ads you've run that didn't have anything to do with real estate? Like they weren't listing videos or they didn't have anything to do with real estate.
I would say, gosh, that one's hard.
Have there been any a personal moment ads that did well or any like small business spotlights or anything like that?
Yes, and I started changing up my small business spotlights this year, and we did them more in a video format. So I would go in and actually interview the business owner a little bit and showcase some of their whether it's a restaurant. I did one that was a local building supply company, different things like that. And those have went really well, and they get shared a lot, because we're highlighting other companies. And so I
Right.
have, like, on that one specifically, there was like a builder that shared it, there was a construction company that shared it, and so different people that are buying supplies from this local business are um are sharing those, and so it's going
Right.
out to all their sphere. But I would say those are some of my favorite ones to do, and I get to go in and meet different business owners as well if I haven't gotten to meet them before.
Yeah, it is one of my favorite parts of the platform strategy is that when you create content that's not about you and it's not about real estate, it kind of flies under people's bullshit radar
Mhm.
because if it's not about you and you're not talking about a home for sale, it never even occurs to people when that pops up in their newsfeed that they're seeing an ad, right?
Well,
It's
and the
like, oh,
ones like, I think there's one like holding the toolbox with all the tools, or the one where I'm in like Lowe's with paint swatches and paintbrush. Those always work really well because when you're tagging other businesses,
sure.
there's just so many more eyes on it.
Yeah, and it just kind of visually shows that you're part
Mhm.
of the community, right? That hey, this isn't some
Yes.
big national ad from some national real estate company or something. It's like I'm local, I live here.
Right.
Again, it just
Integrated in
doesn't.
the community.
Yes,
I would
yes.
say those, and definitely the ones that are kind of more like personal moments.
Is there like a particular one that's a personal moment ad that you remember as an example?
Um, well, we
And
had our
also let's just unpack what a personal moment ad is for those listening to this podcast that maybe aren't familiar with platform. What do you mean when you say a personal moment ad?
So for me, there's different ones. We had our grand opening of our new office. So my husband and I bought a commercial building last year and renovated it for our new office space, and we moved in it in October. So when we did that ribbon cutting and grand opening, I gave all of that to Audrey, and we did an ad from it. So there was a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
exposure on that through the community. I've also had personal moments with family. So if we go on a vacation, where we just got to spend some good quality time together and did did some fun things outside of our hometown. We've done some around that, and those always get lots of exposure because people want to see you as a real person. They don't want to just see you as a robot that's always slinging real estate. Um, and I did one, we had our first client appreciation event. So we did run an ad behind that as well. That's kind of like, you know, highlighting our clients, our event, what it looked like, and what it would look like to be part of, our little family here.
Yep. So it's like really a personal moment ad is any ad of something that was just going on in your personal
Mhm.
life, and we find a way to write an ad about it, but it's really an ad in name only
And I
because
know
it's
some of
not.
those are work related, but I bring my family into so much of my work stuff.
Sure. Sure.
So, they're there at all of our events and supporting us and setting up and breaking down and helping and
Yep.
having fun. And I mean, my son was painting people's faces for us. So we do a lot of stuff like family oriented. It's not just my business. It's really a family business because it takes all of us working together to get it all done.
Yeah, the idea is that when when this pops up in someone's newsfeed, whether they're on Insta, Facebook, whatever, does it look or feel like an ad? Right? So
Right.
whether it's your grand opening or it's a picture of you guys on a family vacation somewhere, if you go to Gatlinburg or Outer Banks or
Mhm.
Florida or whatever, right? If that pops up in someone's newsfeed, does it look like an ad? Because we want
Mhm.
people to constantly be seeing Eden's face and you're staying top of mind with them. But the problem is, as a real estate agent, people only move approximately every 7 years. That seems to be the average, is people move
Yeah.
every 7 years. Um, so you need to stay top of mind with them for 7 years, but that's a long time to stay top of
It
mind with
is.
someone where they probably don't want to constantly get market update stats or, constant, real estate salesy messages because it's like, hey, if I bought a house last year, statistically, I'm not in the market to even start looking for another 5 or 6 years, right? So it's
Right.
like, what content are you putting out there for all the people that bought a home in the last year, but you still want to stay top of mind with them because guess what? They could refer people to you, right?
Right.
That's why all these ads are so important that don't have anything to do with real estate. They don't look like ads.
Mhm. Yes. I agree with that.
So when you look at your ad account, I know Audrey's managing, a lot of this for you, but do you know what you're spending in a given month on ads, on like the actual Facebook ads?
Nope. I don't I don't even ask. I
That's so
truly
funny. All
don't.
right.
I mean, it hits my account and I do my bookkeeping, but well, actually this year I hired a bookkeeper. I decided I wasn't doing that either, Tim. I've done it
Yep.
for 3 years and
Absolutely.
it was something that was taking a lot of time up, so I actually hired a bookkeeper this year as well.
Good.
Um, so I don't really look at any of that anymore. I just know that the business keeps flowing. I'm able to give business to other agents and help them get a start. There's plenty coming in for myself, and I'm just super grateful for where I'm at in the business to where I don't really have to worry about that. Um, and so I sit down once a quarter with my bookkeeper and say, "Hey, where am I at? Do I need to cut anything anywhere?" And if she tells me I'm good and Audrey tells me I'm good, I keep rolling.
All right. I just texted Audrey and asked her, hey, what is Eden spending every month on ads?
I
So
don't
she'll
know.
let me know and then we'll update that.
Okay.
Um, and obviously, whatever it is, it's working because whether you're
Yes.
spending $2,000 a month or $1,000 a month, I don't know where you're at, but if your business has doubled and it's actually more than doubled because you're
Mhm.
giving so much business away, whatever you're doing is working, right? So just keep
Yeah.
keep doing it. So tell me about the decision you made about 6 months ago to actually invest in another platform territory, and you started
Yes.
running ads in Beaufort. What led up to that?
Well, it was kind of a wild story. My husband and I bought an investment property last year in Beaufort. Well, we thought it was going to be an investment property. Um, and the agent
And
that
by
we
the
bought,
way, I just got a text from Audrey. She said you spend about $1,200 a month.
there we go.
So all of that business growth is fueled by about $1,200 a month in Facebook ads. That has
Hmm.
like more than doubled your business. That's
Yes.
incredible.
And I wouldn't change anything or take it back, and um, I'm just gonna keep rolling with whatever Audrey tells me to do.
Sorry, I just
That's
interrupted you.
okay.
You said you and your
No,
husband
that's
bought
okay.
you and your husband bought an investment property in Beaufort.
Yes, we did, and then the agent that we bought it from, she loved my social media so much, Tim, that she left and went out on her own from the firm that she was at. I met with her in January and just really wanted to see, like, how things were going. Do you have any questions? Is there anything I can support you with? Because I know being an entrepreneur is lonely sometimes, and she was just out on her own. And by the end of our conversation, I think she quickly realized that there were certain things she wanted to do and certain things she didn't want to do. And she was like, "Well, will you just be my business partner?" And I was like, "Well, what does that look like?" So I talked to my husband about it, and we all made a game plan and decided, like, hey, we've always wanted to, be at the beach some and that kind of thing. So why not? Why not try it? It's a startup company. If I hate it, I sign my part over and it goes back to her. But we have worked so good together. And since January, I can't give you the exact numbers. I did not look at those. I didn't prepare for that market, but I think we just closed right at 3.5 million. And we have about another 2.5 listed. So I feel like, as a startup company, we're doing really good. Now it is a different price point in that market.
Yeah, and it's somewhere that you don't have a sphere of influence at all.
No, she has grown up there her whole life, knows everybody, but I know zero. Well, I'd like three people now.
Sure. So that's basically like you're building that from your perspective. You're
Hmm.
building that market entirely from scratch.
Yes, yes. Um, but she's done well at integrating me, and we do all of our listing videos together. We do all of our content, or the predominantly most of our content together.
Yep.
Um, and when I walk into places, people who shouldn't know me know me, and I'm like, "Hey, yeah, it's yep, I'm Eden." So I'm great, and they've all been so welcoming, like really, really warm and welcoming. So it's been nice and interesting. I've kind of just bounced back and forth when needed there. So that has been a little bit challenging maintaining this market and that volume, but then also being there when needed as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, even in this market that you don't live in, sometimes when you go there, you're out and about and people are recognizing you just because of the ads that you're running there, even though
Hmm.
they might not even know that you don't even live there.
Correct. Yep.
That's awesome. So that begs the question, in the market where you do live, I imagine people probably are recognizing you pretty regularly um, via all the marketing you're doing. Like if you go to church or the grocery store or whatever, are people like recognizing you out in public?
Yeah, I know a lot of people here. Just from the years, and then also platform and volunteer opportunities and stuff. But our county is really long. It's like 45 minutes from one side to the other. And so I would say on this side of the county that I'm on, people, yes, more so, but I've been 30 minutes away in we border Virginia. So I've been 30 minutes away in Danville, Virginia, where a lot of people go to shop and stuff like that, and had people stop me in Sam's Club and say, "Are you Eden?" I'm like, "I don't know who's asking," you know, and they're like, "I've seen you on Facebook." So it's just kind of funny that, like, it's
Yeah,
not even just in my predominant area, but people 30 minutes away from me in another
right,
bordering county and state are seeing my
right.
content.
Have you noticed any other agents in your community, like since you've blown up so much in the last year, are they trying to copy you at all, or are they kind of scared of what you're doing and they just don't even try?
There's a few that do more videos than I was really the first one in our county that started doing videos, and like more content.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it, to be honest. I try and focus on my lane because I feel like if I get too caught up in
sure.
what other people are doing, or, trying to compare, like, well, are they copying me? Then it kind of gets discouraging. So a lot of times I just kind of focus on what I'm doing and making sure that I'm taking care of, my immediate sphere, my clients well, And I really feel like there's enough business to go around that if they want to copy me, I'll just keep doing
Yeah.
better and keep learning and keep going to masterminds and hiring coaches and filling my brain with things, and it just doesn't
That's
matter.
that's the correct abundance mentality answer,
It just
right? Is
doesn't
I
matter.
don't I don't I don't care about the competition. I'm going to
Yeah.
do my own thing.
Mhm. I just kinda
So,
skip to the beat of my own drum.
yeah. So you joined platform, a couple years ago, and you just said you saw some other agents
I
that
did.
were working with us. Is that what it was?
Yeah, so about an hour and 15 minutes from me. Kara's about an hour and 15 minutes from me. Um, I
Oh,
had
okay.
seen a couple of other agents that were around as well, but she's probably the one that most people would recognize and know. And so and oh, there was another one. He's in the mountains and his name is Chris, but he's in the mountains and I had contacted him and asked how it was going for him, Chris Goforth. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and so he's part of Realty One Group Results as well, where I work, but he's in our mountain region. Um, and I had asked him as well, and he said, "Yeah, definitely do it." So those are the two that I had kind of asked before I joined, like, "Hey, I see you're doing this, but how's it going for you?"
And were you at the mastermind this last year at Disney?
I was not, because I had just joined. I mean, it was, I don't know when in September, but I had just joined
Okay.
in September, so I kind of didn't plan
Okay. Well,
appropriately.
hopefully
But
we'll
I
see you at
plan
the
to be at this
mastermind.
year.
Yeah, hopefully we see you at the mastermind this year. The reason I have to
Yes.
ask is I was like, I always have to kind of hedge before I ask someone because it's very possible I met you at the mastermind. I just don't remember talking to you because
No.
so often I meet like 100 people there that I haven't met before, but I'm not going to remember
Yes.
everyone's, face or name. And I used to do all the sales for platform. Like when I started, right? I did all the sales. So like I was the Diana before there was a Diana, right?
Okay.
And so like I knew every single person in the room because I had had probably several hours worth of conversations with them when they first signed up and everything. So I knew
Right.
everyone. Just starting a couple years ago though, when Diana took over sales, is when I started realizing like I don't know everyone in the room. There's a bunch of faces I don't recognize, and so people will know me because they might watch the podcast or whatever. So they'll come up to be like, "Oh, Tim," and I'm looking at them awkwardly like I
Like,
have no idea who you are. So I hope you're wearing your name tag. You know, well, cool. I would love to have you join us at the mastermind
yes.
this year.
So I
It'll
think,
be in Naples.
yeah, I think Brittany, my business partner, and Beaufort, I think both of us are going to try and come together.
Awesome. It is really cool hanging out with other agents from across the whole country that are coming in where like it has nothing to do with your brokerage because most big convention conferences whatever are usually based around a brokerage, whether
Mhm.
you're with Remax or EXP or whatever. um what's cool about the platform event is that everyone coming together has their marketing strategy in common. Like that's what everyone has in common is they're pursuing the same type of local advertising strategy. So the conversations you have there are very different than the conversations you might have at a typical realtor convention, because it's so marketing focused.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, we just have so many people tell us it's their favorite event they go to every year. So I think you'll love it.
I have just been blown away at the amount of agents who have shared their knowledge. That's one of the other things that I love about platform is the community and the community of agents that don't mind, like they're not gatekeeping, they're, helping
Sure.
each other um, to create new marketing strategies and ideas that work for them. So that's one of the things I've also loved is just listening to these podcasts or, the little pop up series that you do sometimes. And that has been amazing to me, the amount of agents that take time out of their day to teach others.
Yeah, you mentioned that you started implementing some of a Brandy
Hmm.
Long's kind of direct mail strategy.
And I
It's
did
like, oh,
that.
cool.
Yeah, I did that through, I went to a mastermind earlier this year and I had met her there.
Oh,
And
was
so,
that the one with her and Kara and
yes. And
okay,
Kayla
so
and
you
Taylor.
Kayla and you would did you meet Cheyenne there? I think Cheyenne was there as well.
Yes.
She's a platform agent. I actually just interviewed her on the podcast. Actually, she's a
Oh,
platform
okay.
agent in South Dakota, but I
South
know she was
Dakota.
at at Mastermind too. Cool.
She was,
Cool.
yes, actually, she was one of my roomies, so
Oh, right on.
yeah.
And by the way, Kayla just joined the Plat Fam literally like a couple weeks ago.
Yes, and I just
So,
got out of her 6-month coaching, so I was with
okay,
her, like,
cool.
2 weekends ago in
Cool.
Florida.
Cool.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's been really good, I would say that's, that's one of the great things I've been able to meet and really, implement things from other agents, and it's nice
It's
'cause
crazy.
I don't have that same camaraderie, like, in our immediate
Yeah.
area.
Yeah. Right. And most people don't,
Yeah,
right? Like that's the cool thing about the national network of the, Plat Fam. We call it Plat Fam
I
for
love it.
platform family, right? Like you meet these people all across the country and they become your friends
Mhm.
because like they're not competition in any way because
Nope.
they're whatever. Like if someone's in, Kansas or New Mexico or Vermont or whatever, you don't view them as competition. So you're going to be totally willing to share any any idea with them and they'll share with you what's working. And that's the way it should be, right? Like that's why we've structured platform the way we have it, where it's one client per market, because we want it to always feel like no one feels threatened by anyone else in the room
Right.
because your market territory belongs to you.
Yes, and I love that. And at that platform, with all of them, I was able to meet so many other agents that are local, but a couple hours away. So if we all wanted to get together, you can
Sure.
do that. And it's
Yep.
it's just been really mind opening and blowing. And I'm just truly grateful for that opportunity.
So had you ever done any like, proactive marketing programs prior to platform? Like were you buying Zillow leads or realtor.com leads, or did you ever sign up for YLOPO or Curator or any marketing
The
programs, or was
only
it?
one that I signed up for was Op City, and I hated it so much that I deleted it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I don't know, I tried it and it just didn't work for me. I didn't like the clientele that I was getting. It
I mean,
wasn't
they're charging now what, 35-40% referral fees. I
I
forget where
don't
it's
even
at.
know. So, but I tried it. I didn't like it, so I deleted it within like the first couple of months, but I've never paid for anything or really signed up for any leads other than just platform Opcity for
Okay.
like 3 months, and I just truly did not love it at all.
Well, obviously you're doing something right because if your business is at where it's at, um, I should highlight too that we're recording this podcast episode about midway through 2025. And just in case someone is listening to this years in the future, the market really sucks right now in 2025. Like most interest rates for most people right now are in the sevens. And there's a lot of
Mhm.
uncertainty in the economy about our rates going to go, frankly, down or our rates going to go up. Our mortgage rate's going to hit 8%. It's a difficult time to be a real estate agent right now. So the fact that, Eden has doubled, really more than doubled her business in the last year is even that much more impressive considering how difficult and challenging this market is for realtors. Like imagine where your business would be, Eden, if we were in a somewhat normal market with interest rates that are 5%, let's
Oh, it
say,
would be it would be crazy. They dipped down last year towards the end of the year, I wanna say October into the
Yep.
5s for like a
Yep.
second, 2 seconds maybe, and,
It was basically like a week. Yeah.
yes, and I mean, and we put so many properties under contract that week. It was crazy. So if it does that again, it is gonna get crazy again. I think there's still a lot of people sitting on the sideline, but then
Right.
there's also still a lot of people buying, moving in from out of state, jobs. We've had a lot of industry coming to my location, so we've had a lot of jobs and people moving here for that. So it's various reasons, move up, move down, elderly downsizing and other people, families that are growing, buying larger homes. So people are still moving. It's just all about marketing and strategy and right pricing.
Yeah. And people want to work with a successful agent.
Hmm.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. People are always moving. It might be a difficult, challenging market, but there are still people out there moving. It's your job as the agent to position yourself as the obvious agent that people should work with for when they want to move. Because you are
Yeah.
proving it that like hey, you've doubled your business in this really difficult market. So clearly it's possible, right? If you do the right things. All right, Eden, my final question for you is like, imagine someone is listening to this podcast and they're a real estate agent, you know, somewhere else in the country. They don't personally know you. They don't know platform. They don't really know what platform does. They've heard us talking about platform a bunch. In your own words, like how would you describe what the platform strategy is, assuming that someone has no idea what you're talking about when you say the platform strategy?
I would say the platform strategy is a marketing strategy that doesn't look like ads, it doesn't look like real estate. It's really just getting you as a human out there to the public so that you look like a real human, but that you also people also know what you do. Hey, she's a realtor, but she's also a mom and she's also in her community and she also loves on her community and loves on her clients and look at these client reviews. Um but it truly is also a family. So, like I said, I fully trust my account manager. She does a phenomenal job. I don't have to worry about that side of it. And then there's other agents within the family that also pours into each other. So if you haven't done it and you're thinking about it and your market's open, better get it.
All right, Eden, thank you for your time. This was really valuable. I learned a lot. Like now I realize why Audrey has been advocating for you so much behind the scenes. I did not know that you had more than doubled your business this year.
Yeah.
I knew you were doing well because Audrey constantly brags about you, but I did not know that things were going that well. So, congratulations to you
Thank
first and foremost.
you.
That is really awesome, and you deserve every dollar of your success. Guys, we'll see you on the next episode of the Platform Marketing Show. And Eden, I will see you in
Thank
December
you.
at the Platform Mastermind.
Yes. All right. Bye, Tim.